Your person sees you as nothing short of a dream come true, someone who embodies everything they ever hoped for, even if they never fully expressed it. There is a powerful sense of passion they feel toward you, a pull that goes far beyond surface-level attraction or momentary desire. To them, the bond you share feels ancient, almost as if the two of you have known each other in another lifetime. This depth of connection isn't something they can easily let go of or forget, even though on the outside they may appear distant or withdrawn. Internally, they feel the weight of this connection every day. Despite these intense feelings, your person has chosen not to communicate any of this to you. Their silence isn't due to indifference, far from it. It stems from the way they walked away from you without giving you any solid explanation or closure. They are fully aware of the emotional impact this had on you and how deeply upset you were by the sudden shift between you both. This awareness only adds to their guilt and hesitation. They replay the past in their mind, thinking about all the ways they could have handled things differently, all the words they never said, and all the moments where they let fear or selfishness dictate their actions. Now, they want to mend the connection, but they find themselves standing at the edge, unsure of how to step forward. Part of them longs to reach out, to confess their feelings, to apologize, and to rebuild what was lost. Yet another part of them is held back by fear, fear of rejection, fear of being vulnerable, and fear of confronting the consequences of their actions. They know they caused pain, and that knowledge has taken away much of their courage. Every time they think about sending a message or starting a conversation, their mind fills with doubt. What if it's too late? What if you don't want to hear from me anymore? What if approaching you only makes things worse? These thoughts keep them stuck, even though their heart urges them to move. They are also missing you deeply. Your presence in their life brought them a sense of warmth and happiness that they haven't been able to find anywhere else. They know, now more than ever, that you are their true and real happiness, the one person who understood them, cared for them, and brought light into their life. They see you as a precious treasure, someone rare and irreplaceable. But alongside this recognition is a growing fear that they may have lost you for good. They sense that you have changed, that the version of you who used to wait, hope, or cry over the situation has evolved into someone stronger, more grounded, and more self-assured. And this is true, you are no longer crying the way you once were, nor are you stuck in a low vibrational state. The pain was real, but it did not break you. Instead, it pushed you into a period of transformation. You have become more self-focused, directing your time and energy into your personal goals, your work, and your own sense of stability. You are building your pentacles, your financial growth, your personal success, your independence, and it shows. You are no longer defined by what happened, you are defined by how you rose after it. Even though the separation still brings moments of heaviness, it's natural for something that once meant so much to leave lingering emotions. You are handling it with more strength and clarity than before. Your spirit guides have been with you through each step of this journey, helping you release old wounds and reminding you of your worth. They are guiding you toward healing, self-love, and emotional balance. You are learning to value yourself above all else, to understand that your happiness does not depend on another person's actions or acknowledgement. In this period of separation, you've gained wisdom and inner peace. You're becoming more aligned with your true path, and this growth is noticeable, not just to others, but also to the person who once walked away. They can feel the shift energetically, and it both inspires them and intimidates them. On one hand, seeing you shine makes them admire you even more. On the other, it makes them wonder whether they still have a place in your life. Your journey has not been easy, but it has been transformative. While they struggle with regret and longing, you are stepping into a version of yourself that is more resilient, more empowered, and more centered in self-love. Whether they eventually gather the courage to approach you or not, you are moving toward a future filled with clarity, strength, and emotional fulfillment. During the time we've spent apart, I've come to understand something that I had never fully realized before. You added a kind of peace, warmth, and meaning to my life that I didn't truly appreciate until it was gone. At first, I tried to convince myself that I could stay focused, stay strong, and simply move forward without thinking too much about us. But the truth is, as the days stretched on, I felt an emptiness settling in, a quiet, constant ache that reminded me just how much your presence used to brighten my world. I found myself missing the softness of your energy, the way your kindness made even difficult days feel lighter, and the unique comfort that came from knowing you were there, somewhere within reach. There were moments when I would go online and instinctively look for traces of you, hoping to catch some sign that you were doing well, or perhaps thinking of me too. Even when I didn't find anything, those moments made something clear to me. It wasn't just habit, and it wasn't just curiosity. It was longing. It was a reminder of how deeply connected I felt to you, and how much I still do. I think part of me hoped that if I could just see a glimpse of your life, even from afar, it would somehow make the distance between us feel a little smaller. I've spent so much time reflecting on why your absence affects me the way it does. I realized it's because what I felt for you, and what I still feel, isn't something temporary or superficial. It goes deeper. You are someone I genuinely cared for, someone whose happiness mattered to me, someone whose presence made my world gentler and more balanced. And when everything in my own life became chaotic and overwhelming, instead of holding on to the one connection that gave me strength, I allowed the noise and pressure around me to shut down a part of my heart. I didn't do it intentionally, but looking back, I can see that I let fear and stress pull me away from something real. Letting you walk away is something I regret more than I can express. I thought I could handle the situation with maturity and composure, but in truth, I allowed my emotions to retreat inward at the very moment when I should have fought harder for clarity and communication. Each day since then, I've felt the weight of that mistake. It's the kind of regret that doesn't fade easily, because it comes from knowing that I didn't honor the importance of what we shared. I should have made our connection a priority, even when life felt complicated. Instead, I let the complications drown out my emotions, and for that, I'm sincerely sorry. But even with all the distance, all the silence, and all the confusion that built up between us, something inside me remained unchanged, the truth of what my heart wants. Physical separation can create space, but it can also create understanding. In that space, I have found clarity. I now know without hesitation that the connection we had isn't something I want to surrender or forget. It isn't something I want to look back on as something that could have been. You are not just a passing chapter in my life, you are someone whose presence left a mark on me, someone who awakened feelings I didn't even realize I was capable of experiencing so deeply. That's why I keep coming back to this thought: the distance between us doesn't feel permanent. It feels like a pause, a moment of reflection, a necessary separation that allowed me to understand the true depth of my feelings. And now that I've had time to think, I'm certain about what, and who, I want. You. Not out of neediness or desperation, but because choosing you feels natural, honest, and aligned with what my heart has known all along. You've become a part of my sense of direction, my understanding of happiness, and my hope for the future. I don't want fear, confusion, or past mistakes to decide the fate of something that still has the potential to grow into something beautiful. What I want is a chance for us to find each other again, not to dwell on old pain, but to rebuild something stronger, healthier, and more open than before. I want a connection built on understanding, trust, and the kind of communication that keeps us grounded no matter what storms arise around us. I genuinely believe that we can create a life together that offers both joy and stability, a life where we support each other without fear or tension weighing us down. You remain, in so many ways, my truest choice, someone who feels like a part of the path I was always meant to walk. Destiny isn't just about fate, it's also about recognition, about knowing when something is worth holding on to. And you are. I don't want to let this go, not when my heart is this certain. I hope, in time, you'll let me show you that this separation was only temporary, and that what lies ahead could be something meaningful for both of us. Your partner is looking at your life from a distance with a mixture of longing, admiration, and regret. They see the way you're moving, the way you've evolved, the way you carry yourself with grace and strength, and it stirs something powerful within them. There's envy, not a malicious envy, but the kind that comes from wishing they had grown alongside you instead of falling behind. They feel like an outsider to the life you're building, as though they're standing behind a window, watching the warmth of a home they once belonged to but no longer know how to enter. Their past actions hover between you like a barrier they created themselves, and now they feel the coldness of that distance more intensely than ever. You're in your Empress energy, radiating confidence, self-respect, and emotional maturity. This is a version of you that stands tall, not out of pride, but out of earned power. You've grown into someone who knows their worth, someone who will not settle for less than what they deserve, someone who moves with intention. Your partner feels the gravity of this energy. It commands their respect on a level they hadn't fully realized before. They admire you from afar, almost reverently, as though seeing you through new eyes. In their eyes, you've become someone extraordinary, more magnetic, more stable, more luminous than ever. They are awestruck by you, by the way you elevate yourself, by the way you continue forward even after everything you've been through. Silently, they watch you. They may not be speaking, but their mind is loud with reflection and remorse. They're confronting their own mistakes with a clarity that wasn't there before. Every time they see you shine, it reminds them of how they once took that light for granted. They replay memories, conversations, moments where they should have appreciated you more, cherished you more, treated you better. The regret they feel is not surface level, it's heavy, sinking deep into the awareness that they had something extraordinary and didn't realize it until now. That realization follows them everywhere. What unsettles them most is the sense that you're truly moving forward. Not just pretending to, not threatening to, you're actually stepping into a new chapter of your life. They feel the shift. They see you reclaiming your peace, your happiness, your independence, and it sends a ripple of worry through them. The fear of losing you for good is something they can't push away, no matter how hard they try. It sits in their chest, tight and urgent. They want to reach out, but they hesitate, because they know that words alone won't be enough this time. They understand that you need actions, consistency, and sincerity, and that scares them because they're afraid they may be too late. Still, desperation is beginning to take root in them, not desperation in a manipulative sense, but a genuine yearning to ease your doubts, to reassure you of what they feel but failed to show. They want to calm the uncertainties they know you carry because of their past behavior. They want to prove that they've changed, that they understand your value now, that they're willing to step up in the ways they should have long ago. But for now, they remain quiet, caught between the desire to reach out and the fear of being rejected. To them, you are unforgettable. No matter how much time passes or how far apart you may seem, there is something about you that lingers in their mind and in their heart. They can't shake the memories of your presence, your voice, your energy. It haunts them in a way that's both beautiful and painful. They've likely tried to distract themselves, tried to move on, tried to convince themselves that they could let go, but none of it works. You remain imprinted on them, a constant reminder of what they had and what they lost. This is why they're becoming increasingly determined to find a way back into your life. Their desire isn't fleeting or impulsive, it's rooted in deep reflection and emotional clarity. They don't want someone like you, they want you. They don't want a second chance with anyone else, they want a second chance with the person they now realize was irreplaceable. Their determination grows each day as they sit with their thoughts, their realizations, and the fear of watching you slip further away. In their mind, there is a loop of thoughts, endless and restless. Every quiet moment becomes a moment filled with you. They think about reaching out, typing a message, calling you, showing up, imagining how it might go, what they would say, how they would apologize, how they would try to make things right. They rehearse conversations that haven't happened. They replay your old conversations to understand where things shifted. They imagine what healing might look like, what reconciliation could feel like, and what it would mean to earn a place in your life again. Your partner isn't simply missing you, they're awakening to the depth of what you meant to them. And though they haven't acted yet, their mind is consumed with the urge to do so, driven by regret, admiration, longing, and the newfound understanding that letting you go was the biggest mistake they've ever made.